I went to eBay and I bought a job lot of Flesh and Blood cards. Let's see if we got a good deal on this one. Is it a bargain or is it a bust? Let's see. Welcome back to the channel. My name is ScowlingFleshBag and today we're opening a card job lot that I bought off eBay. I'm really interested to see if we got a good deal here or not, and we're going to dive into it in a few minutes, but a few things that I want to say before we get going. I'm always looking for a good deal, especially on the internet, seeing if I can get cheap boxes, cheap cards, but that is difficult because the product that's out there is usually fairly priced. And when you go to secondhand platforms like eBay, most people know what they're selling. Why do they know what they're selling? Because the game is very recent. So it's 5 and something years old. If you compare it to games like Pokemon or Magic the Gathering, when you see something on eBay or something else, what can happen is that that is being sold by a relative or by somebody who collected the cards when they were young and they're just trying to get rid of it and they don't really know what they have. Now, with Flesh and Blood, that is different because usually the people that sell it are the people that bought it. And because the game is still going and they're probably still involved with the game, they know what they have. So a lot of these job lots where you just have bulk cards, they very specifically state commons, uncommons, no rares, no foils, and then the price is usually fair and it's hard to get a really good deal. With the one that I bought now, I think I could have something really good. And why do I think that? Well, there's a few factors. First of all, there's a number of different things here. Loose cards, armory decks, and sealed blitz decks. And let's start with the sealed blitz decks. These are the decks from the Round the Table package, which was released, I think, about 2 years ago at this point or so. Now that's interesting because the Brevant deck that is in there has the boots, which is used by almost every single Guardian. So that's a card which is valuable. Then also you have the Ninja deck, I believe it's Ira, which has cards in it which are actually available nowhere else in English at least. So like the Growls, for instance. So to get those cards, you almost need to buy this, or you need to buy it off somebody who has those as singles. So that drives the price up naturally of that as well. So that makes it very interesting to me. If nothing else, I can sell these blitz decks as individual packs. Furthermore, I think it's interesting because there's 2 playmats in the box. There's also, when they were showing the pictures of what they're selling here, is a few loose cards just laying on the table. And I immediately spotted some Majestics. So that makes it really interesting as well. Now, obviously, Majestics can be expensive or cheap, but we'll see. It just tells me there's Majestics in there. That could even be a legendary because I don't really know what the card values are. Even further, they said there's 2 full armory decks in there, the Azalea and the Kato. I was like, Kato? Oh, they mean KO. So just by that, I assume they're not too deeply involved with Flesh and Blood because they didn't say KO, they say Kato. And that in itself makes it interesting because it again indicating that they don't know what they have. Having the KO armory deck, if that is complete, that's already great because we have Savage Sash, which is a card which every Brute player wants to have. That's a good amount of value there. And just the whole package around this, like everything together, just makes me assume that I got a good deal here. They initially wanted just over £85 for it. That's British pounds. And I offered £60. They didn't accept that, but they counter offered 65. And I think with the value that we potentially have in these cards here, with 2 full armory decks, 4 sealed blitz decks, maybe even a deck box, the playmat, the loose cards, we could actually have a positive return on this. So I'm really excited to open this up. Before we get into it, and I will very soon, promise, I want to say that I'm going to compare the prices to Card Market UK prices. So the lowest amount that I can find for each card that I'm opening up on Card Market in UK sales. I will also at the end of the video take TCG recently sold numbers so we can compare what this would look like in the US market, to just have a comparison as well. But I just wanted to also go a little bit into what values I'm using so you know what I'm comparing to. But I think that's all I wanted to say right now. If nothing else, it's actually a huge box, and I look forward to opening this up. It's so big that I can't do it in my usual setup. It's really heavy as well. So I'm gonna open this up, this great box here, and we'll see if we can get something good. Follow me over to the box opening. All right, the package is over here. It's a bit too big to get on stream, but on the camera, but we'll open it up over here. And ooh, it's looking good already. All right, so we do have a deck. So the around the table looks like the whole box is here, which is a very nice storage solution as well. And then we have the deck box here, as I was hoping for that we would get. So we'll open that up and see what we get in here as well. And then the playmats in here, we'll see what those are. And then oh, that's really heavy. This is just a box of loose cards in here. So it seems like the first thing is already a success. We got everything that we were promised we were going to get here. I'm going to put the loose cards to the side and probably open up the least exciting thing first. So we have here 2 playmats. So first of all, that's the playmat of the round the table set, right? So we have that one here. It's a nice one to have, and yeah, let's see what we'll do with that. And then here we have the Part the Mist Veil, the playmat for Zen, of course. Zen, living legend now, but still a very, very cool playmat. So already happy with that, honestly. Already that is pretty good, so that looks in very good condition as well. Then, let's have a look at this round the table product here. Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on in here already. So we have Melody here, so the Melody, yeah. We have the Prevent, and as promised, these are fully sealed. We have the Mechanologist, the Professor, and then finally we have the IRA deck, and that one is sealed as well. So everything's sealed. So far everything is holding up as they promised. So that is good. Let's just have a look here what we get here. These are just some hero cards in here. Yeah, these are just heroes at the moment. A lot of different Blitz heroes. So Null Room, so a lot of chaff so far on these cards. And then what we have here. Hopefully I'm not going to miss anything. Some rares as well, more equipment. I'm just looking here. Oh, we have a cold foil already, a Skyhold Kekoi. I mean, that is already a pretty good hit. Very happy about this one as well. Hopefully that is properly visible. So that goes into the more interesting cards pile. All right, more heroes, an Ode to Wrath, more heirs, more equipment. It looks like they definitely bought some. Maybe these were the starter decks for Prism and for Bolton. 2 Rainbow Foil Hello of Illuminations. Okay, that's interesting as well. But not super interesting. A lot of Null Rune in here. Oh, we have a Majestic here, a Righteous Cleansing. All right, I'll put that to the side. I think what I'll do, I'll separate out Majestics, Cold Foils, and anything of higher rarity. We'll see what we get there. All right, what is this? This is a magic card. We don't care. Okay, rare, 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 rare. Because this seems to be just a lot of rares in here. Then we get some commons as well. Some extended art heralds. Nice. Illumina Ascension. Okay, if you want to play Bolton, that is very, very crucial. Another interesting hit there, and then we're just going quickly through the comments. All right, good. All right, I think we have some chain sleeves as well here, which I will just take and put to the side. And then I'm going to try and go through this relatively quickly, but I want to make sure we're also not missing anything. So there seem to be a lot of wizard cards as well in here. So those cards, definitely not ones that I'm looking to play myself. Never been a big fan of wizards. Really life for life. So they seem to have sorted out here in commons and rares. Nah, not really. Okay. Some playsets here, interestingly. So I wonder if they actually bought this from somebody else a while back. They seem to be well sorted here as well. Okay, nothing interesting in that pile. Then we'll continue over here. A rainbow foil prismatic shield. Put that to the side. Then we have some HP1, some history pack 1 cards here. Dusk Stirred, Ether Wilts, a lot of wizard stuff. Guardian as well. I wonder if they just opened a bunch of stuff. Hey, Mugenshi Release, second Majestic. Just gonna put this up here. Second Majestic of the opening. That tells me really, I think there is gonna be a good amount of Majestics in this because I don't think they've sorted anything out. Right, good, okay. Knock the Death Whistle. You know what? With the Marlin cards coming in and the Zolia potentially getting bigger, Knock the Death Whistle could be really good. All right, going through here, wine blue, a bit of every, different sets here. It's a wild mix of everything. Some snacks in there, Talishar, and we continue going. Whereas, if you spot something that I'm missing, oh sorry, that is probably, the light is not perfect there. Apologies. I'm doing it in this area here for the first time because the box was just too big to open it up on my usual setup. So I'm gonna have to move over here, but you've missed nothing. These are all rare. Some rainbow foil rares in there though, so some good stuff. Hopefully. All right, let's get this sorted out a little bit here before we go through this last pile in the first big box here. I can probably then put this to the side as well, get it out of the way. Good, and then we have a bit more space to play here. So the Howl Beyond, some Howls, some Levia cards, just going through these rares quickly. Obviously, we're looking for Majestics, we're looking for Legendaries, we're looking for anything good here. And here is a Guardian of a Shadow Realm. So, we found our fourth Majestic, fifth Majestic actually, 5 Majestics, and a cold foil so far. Then we have an Invert Existence here. So number 6 showing up right afterwards. Very nice. We're getting a good amount of Majestics here. I feel like I'm getting a higher rate of Majestics here than if I would be opening up packs, which is very exciting. That gives me hope that we may find a Legendary in here. A Tomb of Divinity. Now the Tomb of Divinity, I'm actually not sure. This may have been banned in the book banning, right? This may have been banned. But that's the next one. Then we see a Mordor Tide, a Reckless Swing, a Shadow of Ursur. So a lot of back-to-back Majestics there. Then we have a promo card, a beautiful extended art rainbow foil electrostatic discharge, a lightning instant. That's very nice. I'm gonna put that on the nice pile as well. Oh, a extended art second wind of Tenant of G Wind. So this is a mystic action. Not a lot of heroes who can play this right now, but it's a promo, so it'll go over there as well. A Soul Food, okay. I already see the next one. We have a Arclight Sentinel here. A Lord of the Wind. A Sonata. This is better than I was expecting, honestly. A Shadow Puppetry. A Alpha Rampage. Exude Confidence. Wow, this just keeps going. This keeps going. This is amazing. Remorseless. Dimensional Crossroads. These are all Majestics, by the way. These are all Majestics. Then we have a Metacorpus note. This is really good. Like, I think all the wizards play this. This is amazing. Tom of Faendal, this card I know is banned, so it's probably not worth a lot. Herald of Erudition, another Majestic, and then we get over to some rares. So another extended art Herald here, Herald of Tenacity, more rares. Just gonna go through this quickly, but well, yeah, we've and a Genesis at the back. A Genesis. There could even be 2 in here. Feels like 2. No, it's 1. Wow. Okay. Wow. These are all Majestics. Okay. So we'll find out later on how much this is worth. Good. Let's have a look at this box here. We have the Armory decks in here. It's also good to have this deck box, right? I mean, just the deck box itself is worth something. We also have some tokens. Okay, these are just some dice, just some standard dice, but we'll take that as well. That is good. Another deck box. You know what? Why not? Why not? Why not another deck box? Okay, so we have the Azalea and the KO Armory decks here. So I think we'll just look through the KO first because I know more what to look out for. This should be a full Armory deck. So we have KO, we have a Might token, we have an Agility token, another Agility, a Knucklehead, and then the Height Tanner, which is the arm piece. There's a little warping going on here, but it's not too bad. So we have the Height Tanner, then of course the Mantle Claw, and the Savage Sash. That's definitely a really, really good card to get out of this. That goes onto the good pile, beat trackers, and then let's see what's in here. Like, are these just the complete armory decks? Run the rough shot, the rainbow foil you can only get in the armory deck as well, so that's a pretty good hit. I'm wondering if this was upgraded at all, or if this is just the armory deck naked. Strength rules all. A pretty well used one as well, so let's put that in the Majestic pile there. And then just going through this really quickly here, Wreak Havoc. I think this is just the armory deck, Strength rules all, rainbow foil. I don't think this was upgraded, this is just the armory deck. But you know, I'm gonna think about what I want to do with this. Savage Beatdown, another Strength rules all. But maybe, you know, stay tuned. Maybe I'm gonna do a giveaway with this. And there's Savage Beatdown, and another Rough Run Shot. Okay, so this is actually, they were completely correct. This is the full KO Armory deck, which informs us that it probably is going to be a full Azalea Armory deck as well. So let's put this to the side and we'll get the Azalea cards here. Azalea, target totalizer is Majestic, Sharpshooter Majestic, Flight Path Majestic, Hidden Agenda Majestic. Okay, okay. I would expect that this is complete as well, considering, oh, the Rainbow Foil, Stone Rain, that's one of the cards that is being played. I would fully expect that this is complete, considering the KO deck was complete as well. A Knock, very good card. Red in the Ledger, very good card. So I'm going through this pretty quickly because I want to get... I'm going to do a summary at the end, what we got. A Line It Up and Bark Undertow here, both Majestics. This, I don't know this deck well enough to know if there's any upgrades in this. But we'll find out. Another Knock. Yeah, this was definitely another Stone Rain, stored in an area where the cards pringled a little bit. A third Knock, but you know, that's nothing you can't solve with double sleeving, right? Line It Up. Okay, oh, it's starting to get messy here. Let me get this out of the way. So these are all the Majestics here. Line It Up again. And then just going through this quickly, and another Stone Rain. All right, so adding all of this to the interesting / Majestics pile. All right, so getting that out of the way now. Very, very, very cool so far. And then we go to the final piece here. We just go to this white box with tons of cards. Now, I would assume this is probably the chaff. I expect there's not going to be a lot of good stuff in here. but we will go through it. And I'm gonna try and do this relatively quick as we can. I think I can determine relatively quickly if there's something good in there. Okay, so this is common, 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 common. This is just equipment, common equipment. Do shout out on chat or in the comments if you see anything that's interesting. So this is just equipment. Very well sorted here. They did care about the sorting. If you like the content as well, leave a comment below. Let me know if you would like me to do more content like this in the future. Just going through this very fast here. Yeah, I don't think we'll find anything too exciting in here. They may have missed something. They may not be fully aware, what they're looking for. Specifically, I haven't found any legendaries yet, but they may know enough about the game to know that those are the valuable cards, so may not have any legendaries in here. Just going again, very well sorted, to be honest. I'll have to check if any of these cards are missing from my collection, and if yes, then I'll add it to it. I do have a playset of every common and every rare, all the way back to Welcome to Wraith, so I should not be missing any of these, but maybe the foils, right? I'm trying to foil everything out, so maybe we can just get some foils in there and get rid of some of the non-foils, because why not? If I'm collecting playsets, may as well collect. Because these are all commons here, I can tell. Going through this very, very quickly, just to see if we can find anything else worth in here. There could be a nice surprise lurking somewhere in there. I want to do this. I can see that they did sort this well, so I wouldn't expect anything to randomly show up in here. All right, so that is a good portion through. And of course, the question is to everybody, how excited are you about the new set coming out very soon? We're going to have High Seas coming up very soon. Spoiler season these days. Personally, we've got a Dread Scythe, so much for not finding anything else. Doesn't feel fine to play at the moment, so I'm not sure that's worth a lot, but that does tell us it's worth keep going through this and taking the time a little bit to find things. So yeah, as I mentioned, High Seas is coming out. We're seeing spoilers and they are very exciting. I was not thinking of playing the new hero, of playing the new class, Necromancer, but with all the cards coming out, it looks really cool. And I love those marvels with those zombie fish people. Looks really, really interesting, and it actually makes me want to play it. I'm glad at this point I pre-ordered the armor deck, and I will definitely be at least playing that and trying the hero out and seeing if I like the play patterns, see if that's interesting, and yeah, if maybe we can, maybe actually take it a bit more serious. I don't know if the hero is going to be good. I think probably nobody knows at this point. It's new classes. It's always a bit difficult because you have a very small card pool, so you can't. It's the same with the Assassins, right? When the Assassins came out, they weren't that good because the card pool was just lacking good cards. And then as we got more and more and more, now obviously with the Hunted meta, the Assassins are all over the place, to the point where New may even be one of the next heroes to Living Legend, even though she's the last of part of the Mistral heroes which are still there. But the Arachnes, the new ones, the one called Slipney and Arachne Mark. See, that the Bittering Thorns red is only in the Blitz deck that we have in this collection as well. So in this, that's the red version is only in here. So that's why that one is so very, very good. And that's why I was keen to jump on top of this as well. All right, we're just going through here. These are just all commons. I feel like this is somebody who's like, I really want to get into this game, and maybe they went a little bit off the deep end and just got too much. So yeah, we had one Majestic there. It kind of feels like not too much more in there, but we keep going. I want to do everything. I want to complete this and see if we can find anything else. We have rares in here. There are not a lot of rares in here. It seems to be mostly commons, which I'm not going to find a lot of use for. But hey, if you see anything here, you like it, reach out to me. Especially if you're in the UK, if you need some of these cards just to, because you're a new player, maybe we can arrange something. All right, just going through these. Mask, Stride, Beckoning, Mistblade. Of course, the Kodachi for 1. Everybody loves the Kodachi for 1. And the Crouching Tigers. So the hero that I wanted to go into with the new set was Puffin. I really love the idea of playing a pirate with a parrot. So Polycranka, awesome innovation there from LSS, and I am very keen to try that out. I got some Cerebellum processors just before, or during the Pro Tour London actually, in anticipation that I may want to play Puffin. And we'll see. There's a lot of cards still to come. Obviously, we won't see everything this week. We'll probably see a lot of the cards only during the world premiere in Taipei. All right, nothing more in there. As they did with the last few sets, let people discover it. Sense of discovery. I was at the world premiere for the Hunted in Prague. And opening those packs and having a person next to me opening up the Command & Conquer without us knowing that it was reprinted in the set with that new art, that was amazing. Like basically everybody around me just gasped. It's like, what? There's a Command & Conquer? It's at Legendary. It has new art. It was an amazing moment to be part of. And we found a Twin Blade, so another Majestic. All right, it is worth going through this. It seems like they didn't spot all the Majestics, so maybe, you know what, maybe there's a Legendary somewhere in here. All right, we've entered the token area at the moment. So these are all token weapons. The old trusty bubble. You know, like the bubble does keep changing a little bit from every set to set. I do think at this point LSS are just messing with us. I don't think it means anything. It getting bigger, it getting smaller, cracking more or less. Somebody mentioned maybe it's like it's breathing, it's moving. So it'll be maybe like a flip book, you know, and then you'll see the movie of it. Honestly, I think at this point they just know that people are looking for something there and they're just messing with us. I feel like there's nothing there. There's nothing there. Honestly, I believe there's nothing there. It's nothing. They're just messing with us. All right, we return to commons. I hope I didn't miss anything, but I think we are pretty good here. Finding a Legendary would be amazing. I don't think these cards that they've collected, I don't think I can expect a Marvel here. So that would be a huge surprise. Yeah, they went kind of in on the light and the shadow. On top of the Azalea and KO. I don't think they really knew where they were going with this. And just closing this out, these are all comments. Good. We're getting to the end of the video. The last video that I did, check it out on the YouTube as well, was a Everfest box for £35, which I was very concerned about if that was legit or not, but the box arrived and it was all in good order, so that was good too. And we'll see what we get here. Do we find another Majestic? Do we find maybe even a Legendary? But at this point we're getting towards the end of the pile and we'll find some Majestics. I don't know where we'll land. I think the playmats probably priced about £10 each. They're not super rare, maybe even lower. Playmats are notoriously hard to sell because you don't need that many, you need one. It's not like cards where you need a playset. All right, so that is that. This is the other way around. Maybe these are special. The Blitz decks should have people looking, especially the Guardian and the Iron one. But maybe I'll keep those for myself. Just keep some sealed stuff around. All right, so then we will go to the last stack of cards here and see if we can find something towards the tail end of the video. These are turned around. Why are they turned around? But I feel like they've sorted a lot of the good cards out already. So we go here. All right, let's take flight. So we're landing with the light cards now after we've done the Shadow Brew cards. Now with the light warrior and light illusionist cards. I think that's where we'll close out the video. Wait, which one did I just look through? Is this the one that I looked through? I should have not just put it next to me, but I think this is are the cards that we haven't seen yet. And just going through this really quick here. Yep. Just comments. I think we've got the spice. I would be very surprised to find something back here. So far, nothing, but you know, stick with it. Let's see, maybe we'll get like a last second surprise here. Just going through that. No, it doesn't look like it, unless I'm missing it. I'm not really looking at the symbols anymore. I'm looking at the pictures right now. And I think we are done here. All right, good. So, where do we land with this? We do have this big stack of Majestics, and I think this will be where the majority of the value will come from. Right? We have a Twinning Blade, Dread Scythe, Height Tanner, Savage Beatdown. We have a 3 of Savage Beatdown. We have 3 Strength Rules all. We have the Savage Sash. I think this is probably one of the big wins. A Genesis, Herald of Erudition, Tome of Faendal, probably not worth a lot. Metacorpus Note, Dimensional Crossroads, Remorseless, Exude Confidence. This is one of the cards that made me interested in the slot, right? So this card's like, okay, let's have a look. Alpha Rampage, Shadow Puppetry, Sonata Arcanix, Lord of Wind, Arclight Sentinel, Soul Food, Shadow of Ursur, Reckless Swing, my favorite card, Murder Tide, Tome of Divinity, Invert Existence, Guardian of the Shadow Realm, the Knock the Death Whistle, Mugentia Release, Lumina Ascension, and Righteous Cleaning. And then, of course, we have the cards as well from the Armory deck, the Azalea Armory deck. So we're starting here with 3 Stone Rain, 3 Line It Up, I believe, yes, 1 Rainbow Foil. Then we have, I believe there's 3 Knock the Death Whistle. Yes, so we have 4 Knock the Death Whistle incomplete in this. A Hidden Agenda, a Flight Path, a Sharpshooters, a Target Totalizer, and a Barbed Undertow, and a Red in the Ledger. And aside from that, we also have the Second Tenant Chi Wind, the Electrostatic Discharge, and the Cold Foil Scathold Kekoi. So, all in all, I think we've got some really good stuff here. I'm also liking these decks. I'm loving that we got these. So we've got this huge pile of Majestics. Let's see if we get any value out of this. Follow me to the wrap-up. So here we are again, back to the desk, and I just did some quick math looking through all of that. The cards alone are already more worth than what I paid. So when I did the math, I ended around £95 for all the Majestics, which is fantastic. Now, as expected, the Savage Sash did the heavy lifting there with almost a third of that at almost £30. But there's some good Majestics in there, around £5-6, which is great as well. Obviously, a few of them are pennies, but that's to be expected, right? It's a player's game, and the cards which are being played are the ones that get the value. I was surprised not to get more value out of the Azalea cards, but I guess people are still waiting to see if she is actually better with the cards that we're getting through High Seas or not. Now, then I looked at the prices for the sealed Blitz decks. Those together are worth £50 by themselves. And again, the heavy lifting is being done by the Ira Blitz deck, which is being priced at £24. Which makes sense because, as we discussed earlier in the video, there are cards in there which are imported to ninjas, be that her or others, and they just enable play patterns which you can only really play when you have those cards. So a lot of good value in there. Then comes in Prevant, and then Melody, and then the Professor. The playmats, I didn't really look up. I think playmats are really hard to shift. They usually come in around, I would say, 10 max, probably 5. But I'll be completely honest, I'm probably going to do some giveaways with those. So I definitely recommend staying tuned. So, all in all, it looks like I tripled my money if I'm going to sell everything. And that is really, really good. That is actually better than I was expecting. And I'm really happy how this turned out. Cards are good quality, they're in good condition. There's some spicy hits in there. There's some interesting cards. It was really fun to open all of this. And I will be definitely looking out for more job lots like this to see if I can get some better deals. But of course, it'll come down to as well if you enjoyed the video. So if you did, like and subscribe, all of that, leave a comment. Maybe I missed something. I'll go back to it, but you could point it out to me. And let me know if you want me to do more of this kind of content. I love doing it. I hope you enjoyed it too. That's it for now. I'm gonna go look at some shiny cardboard. Have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching. Until next time, my name is ScowlingFleshBag. Bye bye.